Good day, everybody, to Replay Roundtable, the third episode of this podcast. Featuring today, we will be talking about the Doom game series. We will be reviewing it and talking about it in its entirety. Stay tuned till the end. It's going to be a great time. Please like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. And now, on to the video. Replay Roundtable. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Replay Roundtable. Today we're going to be talking about the Doom series, the games. So right now I'm with Will and Eddie.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, so we just thought it would be a cool idea to so what we're going to do after this is we're going to do the game of Doom, and then we're going to go into the movie, which the movie was a complete dumpster fire of complete ass to me anyway, and we'll talk about that later in the next episode, but today we're talking about the game. So anyway, just first thoughts about the game. Let's go off that for right now.
Depends on which ones we're talking about.
1993.
Like the originals?
Yeah, the originals, 1993, and then when did the next one come out? Let's start with 1993. Let's just start with the first one first.
Well, I don't know. I know they were really influential to the development of first-person shooters, in general.
Yeah.
They were really fast-paced and kind of like balls-to-the-wall types of games where you're just constantly moving, constantly shooting. There's enemies everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Just a lot of running and gunning and basically just killing the hordes of fucking hell or whatever. They're demons, right? They're it says there was supposed to be aliens at one point, and then they changed it.
Well, I've always been confused because everyone calls it hell, yeah, but it's clearly a dimension that is like hell or something. I don't know if it's it's not Christian hell. We're not talking about
Yeah.
It's basically hell because there's demons.
Yeah, I didn't quite overly understand that because I was okay, so it's been so long since I played the games, but I've watched some reviews and stuff like that. But they were big, influential games for me. Especially 2 is one of the first games games I've ever played. And I'll go into what happened with that later on. It's kind of hilarious. But just in general is what was I talking about again? I lost my train of thought.
Demons.
Right, demons.
Hell.
Yeah, I just and the movie was they say that it's like hell, and it was boo, everyone that watched it were boo, it's like hell, that's shitty. And I'm was it ever hell though? Was it actually hell?
They call it hell for sure.
They do call it hell. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was originally just supposed to be hell, maybe not a religious idea of hell, but
or maybe it's supposed to be that
a hell dimension.
It's a hell dimension, and that's what the idea of religious hell's based off of, in that universe, right?
That would make sense.
Because they get because the Doom guys put in, and the demons have taken over the
complex.
The complex order, right? That's not hell he's been transported to, right?
I mean, you eventually go to hell in pretty much every game.
No, you're right. So there is hell. I think there's a portal to hell, so things are coming from hell to there. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah, how this all starts is they're trying to make portals to teleport people, and they end up opening a portal to hell.
That's absolutely hilarious. I love that kind of stupidity, just in for the game, and just in general, in the fact of. Yes, we tried to make for teleportation. Turns out we actually made a wormhole or whatever into hell and brought a bunch of demons to Earth. Well, good for you.
Well done.
Well done.
I mean, it was the 90s. It's.
Well, no, I'm not even saying it was a. I'm not even saying it was a bad idea. I just love those kind of hilarious, quippy things that being this. They're trying to go with a dip. They're trying to bring the world further into something else by getting teleportation down, and then they fuck up by bringing demons to Earth or whatever, which is it's just hilarious to me. It's those dark comedies in a way from the Coen brothers, where it's just always these people just fuck up so hard, and you're just how did you find a portal to hell?
How did you manage that?
Maybe Deep Down Doom is just a cautionary technology tale.
Oh yeah. So you overall liked it though? Then Eddie?
I like the originals. The one I've played the most is probably the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to play it on like a crappy little PC my grandpa or grandma had.
Yeah. Same. I played mine on my parents' really crappy fucking computer, and the story I was gonna say before was like I randomly was just like on the computer doing something I can't remember, and anyway, so I looked up and I saw like Doom 2 just hanging out in like the but with all these other CDs. I'm like, my parents wouldn't play games. What is this? I look at it, I'm like, this game looks fucked up. Don't put it in. So I put it in. I'm like, this game's amazing. My parents don't even know that it's here. What's going on?
Did you ever find out where that came from?
No.
Of course, it's a game about like demons from hell. So like, did it just spawn into existence in your house?
Right. I want to ask my mom or my dad at some point. Be like, do you know anything about that? They'd be like, I'm gonna guess. They're gonna be like, no. So, but I really want to know because, nobody in my house were gamers at all. That's just how I got into gaming, which is fucking weird. But anyway, well, what about you? How would you like about it in general, or hate it?
I never played the original games. I like how innovative they were. They really pushed gaming forward, especially in the first person shooter genre.
Yeah.
So it was great. It's influential for gaming, but yeah, it was not something that I ever came across when I was younger.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. But what you've seen though, you kind of you enjoy the idea, or
yeah, the idea is good, but having not come across them when I was younger is just not something I really.
Well, by proxy, did you play any of those Sprite first-person shooters?
No.
Yeah, they have a special spot in my heart because there was so many of them, especially after Doom came out. They just started pumping out Sprite first-person shooters over and over again, and I just remember playing a bunch of them and having a blast. And they're all the fucking same. They all play exactly the same. It's just different characters, different sprites that you're killing. Yeah.
Yeah, basically. I just love how the fact that whenever you go around, you try and go around the characters, the body sense are not 3D, they'll just move with you. And you're
and you can tell sometimes they don't switch the positioning, they just kind of turn a little bit. And
they just go
and then it'll flip to the other angle that they have the sprite set up for, right?
Yeah, exactly. But one of the things I thought was kind of actually interesting was apparently the first Super Nintendo version of this game was the first consular. Huh. I think it means it's trying to be like for consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I don't even know if that's a real word.
I don't know if it is.
I don't know. Consular.
But it's weirded me out. But anyway, it says that video game was the first video game to get the mature rating from the ESRB.
Oh, interesting.
Really? Yeah. So that's interesting. It makes sense. The game is fucking hella fucking, gory for what it was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not surprising. I'm surprised Nintendo actually even licensed it, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was that and Mortal Kombat. It's surprising that they licensed those games back in the day because they were very family friendly before that.
It's true. I think with Mortal Kombat though, I think they brought the blood down. They replaced it with sweat or some shit like that,
or made it green or something.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't recall.
Yeah,
I remember hearing something about that, but
I can't remember. One of the versions, you're right. One of the versions, I can't remember if it's Super Nintendo or Sega.
Yeah, I think you might be able to turn it on or off. I think you might be able to go sweat or blood or something, and it's already set to sweat or some shit, whatever the hell it is.
But there's not an option for that in Doom.
No. But yeah, apparently the chainsaw was also it was taken from it was inspired from Evil Dead.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And apparently a lot of games like Aliens, Die Hard, Castle Wolfenstein, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Color of Money, where the fuck that is, were huge inspirations for the game.
Okay.
I was like,
Well, yeah, I think id made Castle Wolfenstein, right?
yes, Castle Wolfenstein. Yeah,
I think so.
They made that right before Doom, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, Doom was in 1981. That doesn't make any sense for that because that came before. Oh wait, no. Well, they made the game before, and okay, yeah, and then that kind of be like, oh, we should make a fucking Doom game. Oh, another thing they were saying is apparently they were playing D&D one night, and some guy decided to put like send demons all up on their ass, and they're like, this could be cool for a game.
That's how they spawned the idea. It was just playing D&D, and they're like, oh, demons, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's a simpler time.
Simpler time, right? Exactly. But yeah, anything else you want to say about Doom 1 or anything? Like, just any, like I've lots to say about the creatures and shit, but, like, anything else you want to say?
I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's easy to play that game because by today's standards, there's not a lot to it. You just can pick it up and just run through and murder shit.
It's true.
Yeah.
Doesn't have much of a story. I think 2 was like there was some sort of like Doom guy had a pet bunny or something, and the bunny got murdered or some shit, and then
See, you told me about that, but I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, that's
I'm pretty sure
telling
he
me
just...
I think that's more of the story for the DLC from what I read. It's like
you were
at
saying
the
that.
end of Doom 2, it shows a screen with like a bunny head on a spike, and it's like supposed to be his pet bunny, and that's kind of his motivation for Doom 2 expansion or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure Doom 2 starts out with you finding out that there's also a portal to hell on Earth.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the way it goes. Yeah, the monster's like my favorite thing in this game.
Yeah, the design of the creatures is really good in these games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Like there's shotgun guy, apparently that's what they call him. Apparently, which is all the zombie dude. Wait, no, the move. Oh, the guy before is Zombie Man.
Zombie Man, that's the green-haired dude.
Green-haired dude, and then the bald-headed dude with the shotgun is a shotgun guy.
Shotgun guy.
It's like, is he a zombie? He's just a what?
So their art department, very good. The naming department,
not so good. Then you got the imp. It's going a little bit farther, being like, yeah, it's a guy with a shotgun guy. It's like imp.
I mean,
okay.
imp is pretty basic too, though.
True, but it's not like guy with spikes on his shoulders.
Well, I guess, yeah, okay, it's a little bit.
That walks you and does this every once in a while. It kind of does like a weird jazz hands every once in a while. And then there's Pinky, which scared the fuck out of me the first time it came around with his fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson arms, just like running at you all weird.
Big face with its open mouth, just charging you.
Yeah. Those things scare the shit out of me. And there's a thing called a Specter that I don't see a picture for, but apparently it's a thing. So this guy is essentially the same guy as Pinky Demon. Oh, however, this one is partially invisible. Oh, the invisible one. Fuck, I remember that. Yeah, that guy was annoying. I was just like, what the fuck is hitting me? And I look over and it's like this thing. It's like looks like Pinky, but kind of like really faded out. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And then you shoot it and then I think I can't remember if you shoot it and it's still invisible or.
I think so. Right? They're supposed to be like basically invisible enemies.
Yeah. And then there's the Lost Soul, which is a flaming skull.
Oh yeah, the little skull that flies around. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are a piss off. They're just annoying. It even says right here, so far the most annoying creature in all of Doom. Yes, they are very annoying. And the one that I remember a lot of, the one I kept being like, what is that thing from? Like for the longest time, for some reason I couldn't remember it. Is the Caco Demon, the big face with the one eye.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like a beholder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those ones were fucking scary because they could kill you pretty quick.
Yeah, they're pretty terrifying in the newer Doom games.
For me, they're alright. They're pretty easy to kill in the new one.
Oh, I just mean the design with their flappy mouths and...
It's you're right.
Creepy, man.
Like, when I hit them, though, and they go, me! And they kind of like... I'm like, oh, but also die. But, anyway, like the old one, I remember when those things came up. They only come up in Hell, I think. They don't come in any part of the game other than Hell.
In the original? Yeah, I think so.
And then there's the Baron of Hell, which is the fucking guy that has like a Hadouken punch or whatever. The fucking goat demon guy with the Hadouken thing. That guy's an asshole. And then we got the Spider Mastermind, who's literally a brain with like robot legs.
Yeah.
which was very far into the game. I got that far, but I got there far once. So
Yeah, I think that it's usually a boss character. So like, I think it's
Yeah,
the
I
boss
think
for
so.
the second game.
is it from the second game? It might be. It doesn't say exactly what these are in, but
Yeah, because I think the boss in the first game's a cyber demon.
the Cyber Demon was in the second one, no? Because he was on the front cover, being like, "I'm the Cyber Demon." I mean, it shows it on here. Yeah, that's the Cyber Demon guy, but I don't know which game this is. I just put down Doom 1 and 2, but
Well, I think he's in both, but he's the boss for the first game.
might be. Yeah, I can't remember on that one. But yeah, overall, I quite enjoyed the game. The game was a lot of fun. Lots of just running, gutting, and shooting and shit. It's just easy to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to? Do you have any thoughts on that? Or I guess it's kind of hard for you, Will, because you haven't really played it. But
There's some design things I like. Like, I like in the original Doom, 2 Dooms, where your face gets more fucked up as you're more damaged.
yeah,
So, like, your little face icon is, like, by the end, like, if you're
Right.
very low
Yeah.
health, it's all bloodied up, and you're, like, bleeding out your eyes and shit.
no, yeah, that was yeah. That's the actually thing that kind of scared me the most. Well, not the most. One of the things that actually scared me when I was a kid was like certain noises, and it still goes on. And there's actually a name for it. It's called like monophobia or some shit like that, where like certain noises will make you either like scared or it'll turn you violent or whatever,
Okay.
or just get annoyed or whatever. That's why like if you hear people talk, if people like eating, and you really can't handle that, like a certain noise, like if it's like a like the someone like knocking on the wood or something, just like going kind of thing, that can get annoying. So anyway, it's just like there's one where like when the guy dies, he goes "Mah!" and he has that loud screech. I was like, I don't want to hear that. So whenever I hear that, I had like this, I don't know, shiver in myself that I really hated. I'm like, oh no. Oh, there's another game like that. There was just like the death was the scariest part for some reason, because it just comes out of nothing come out of nowhere, because you know when you're gonna die, but just the sound is so loud and it just sounds so weird.
Yeah.
But but I kind of want to know what the Doom guy, what he was based off of, if that face they used was like a friend of theirs, whatever, because they like in Hell, I think there's parts in the game where you can go into the back room of certain areas. You can see it'll show the people of the development team, like in picture frames and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of them, like the developer or whatever, his head's on a pike or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
I think
huh.
there's
At first I'm
also a secret boss that is that.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the second game, I think. There's
Yeah.
a secret boss that's literally, I think it's John Romero on a head on a pike, and you
Yeah.
have to like shoot him.
No, I remember that now. Yep, totally, completely. Yeah, like how about guns? Any of the guns is like start with you, Eddie, in general, because you play the game.
For some reason, I played it quite a bit back in the day, and I think a couple maybe more like 5 years ago, I think I played it again, replayed it.
Okay.
But I mean the guns are okay. The shotgun's pretty classic, and like
Yeah.
the plasma rifle from the original games is pretty intense.
Oh
The
yeah.
plasma gun.
It looked weird, like in the new game with what is it called?
Doom 2016.
Is that just what it's called? It's
Yeah.
just called Doom.
Yeah.
It's Doom 2016.
Well, they didn't call it.
It's called Doom,
but it's,
Oh,
but
but
it's
and then
right
in
now.
brackets 2016, just so you know.
I've
it's
only
not
ever
Doom.
heard it referred to as Doom 2016.
Yeah, they just called it Doom for some reason.
well, same thing with like.
Well, it's a reboot.
Well,
Yeah.
same thing with like, well, okay, the reboot kind of makes sense, but then you're like, which one are you talking about? The one with the reboot, or you're talking about the fucking the original?
That's why everybody just says Doom 2016.
Yeah.
Same thing with like Halloween that came out. It's like Halloween.
Also, it's funny.
Halloween. Well, they did Halloween, and then they retconned all the rest of them, and they I think they didn't retcon 2, I think, and they made like the one that came out with Danny McBride, who directed.
No, they retconned everything but the first one.
Yeah, so except the first one. But the thing is, though, the weird thing is about that is so the Halloween movie that came out in whatever that year that was, I think it was like last year or something.
2019, 2020 or something like that.
Okay. It wasn't like it sounds like it's a reboot because it just says Halloween on it.
Yeah.
It's like you got Halloween and then Halloween and then you got Halloween Kills, which is the next one. I'm like, what were you smoking when you made the names for this shit? That doesn't make any sense. It's like, so I'm gonna watch Halloween. So which one? The one that was made like recently, the one before? It's like,
I mean, we've got a safe situation here, just except the opposite. It goes Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 3, which is a remake or a reboot, whichever one you want to call it, and then Doom 2016, which is also a reboot or remake or whatever you want to call it. And then Doom Eternal, which is a sequel to the second remake. Like,
yeah, that's true. I forgot that Doom 3 was an actual reboot of 1.
Yeah,
it's like why didn't I call him Doom 3? It's not 3. Like.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking with that.
Good luck trying to put any sort of cohesive timeline together for this.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, goddamn. Was there anything new for you? Played a lot more of 3 than I haven't played 3 at all, but I've seen people play it. So
yeah, I played through 3 when I played the crappier version. I played the BFG edition, which is supposed to be like the inferior version.
The BFO?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was still pretty fun. Like, it had like creepy atmosphere down really good in that game. Like,
okay.
We were just watching some video and like, yeah, I got reminded that the lighting in that game is phenomenal. Like, it's
it looked really good.
It's
true.
Creepy as hell. They lots of people were complaining about the fact that like there's a bunch of monsters hiding in closets and shit like that in that game. But it keeps you on your toes. Like every time you open a door, you're like, "Fuck! There's gonna be something behind this."
Yeah, that's true.
Resident Evil actually did a really good job with that because they had that animation of just the door creaking open. Yeah. You're like, is there something behind this door?
Oh, you mean like the black background with the door?
Yeah. In the old school games, the hidden loading screen.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just a genius way.
I know we were kind of dabbling. Like now we're kind of like. Well, the next thing I'm going to say is actually Resident Evil, not Doom. But I need to say this before I forget. It's just like, that does get repetitive with the door going.
Absolutely.
You got to backtrack fucking all the time. It's like, hey, can I just skip this once? Like that'd be the best. But yeah, sometimes when like you're like, okay, it's opening, walking in. Oh god, it's a hunter, and then like die immediately. Fuck.
But yeah, it was a pretty. It had a lot more of that, like, you know, going around looking for lore, like opening up notes that people have left and stuff and reading through them to get the lore and stuff like that.
Oh, that was in 3, right?
Yeah, okay. Like it was a much slower paced game compared to the original 2.
Yeah, well the original was just like just like going around shooting things on them. Like, oh, things are fucking everywhere. Things on the roof and the fucking and the floorboards. They're behind me.
Yeah, and they tried to make Doom 3 much more like creepy and scary kind of thing,
which is atmospheric and add a more cohesive story.
Yeah. Which I mean, I kind of like that. And I was very floored by when they brought out the Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. I haven't played all the way through Doom Eternal, but excuse me. But it was fun. It was like the guns were a lot of fun to shoot. The enemies were cool and all that. The story was actually pretty good in 1. It was pretty decent. Yeah. And or 1.
Oh yeah, I really digged Doom 2016. It was super entertaining, super challenging.
Yeah.
And just like a lot of fun, and it was like a really good. It was a really good reimagining of like the old school Doom games, like for like a more modern time. It was a really good way of bringing that into like current gaming.
Yeah, I agree. It's also kind of funny. Excuse me. When you go into certain rooms, they'll just be pixelated because they would be like, "Hey, remember the game?"
Yeah, that's right. There would be secret rooms. I remember that. Yeah,
it was pretty great. I was like, "What is this?" Pew! And to see it, I'm like, "Oh my god!"
It's kind of like a little bit jarring, really. The game's so polished. It's just like, oh well.
Yeah, well then I was not expecting that. But yeah, I was trying to think what I was gonna say. The only thing I didn't like about the new one though is every time you kill. Well, it was kind of cool, I guess, where you when you kill guys, you get bullets or whatever. Or no?
You get health.
You get health.
Yes. So.
Oh no! If you use the chainsaw, you get ammo.
Yeah.
If you use anything else, then you just get health.
Yeah, you get a tiny bit normally, I think. I can't remember. I know the glory kills give you health.
Yeah.
Which the glory kills is when it is like when they're low enough health, you can go into a melee attack and you just like rip them apart with your bare hands.
It's so much fun to see what different things there are, like on how to like fucking execute these things. It's great. One's I laugh my ass off. The one with the fucking jetpack. Like, you just, like, kick it, and, like, in the back, or, like, you jam your hand in it or something, or you kick it in the back, and it, like, short circuits and just goes, like, around the circle, goes in there, and explodes, and you're like, that's great.
Yeah, there's some really good ones. I mean, fuck, that game is hard, though. Like, I remember playing through it on Nightmare, and, like, those little zombies that wander around that aren't even supposed to be a real threat because they like literally are so slow and they go on Nightmare, one of them could hit you, could just not be paying enough attention, one of them could hit you and like one shot you and end your game. Fuck. And you're just like fucking Christ.
Yeah, or you like see three and you're like, yeah, or like, and they're like, and you're like, oh, get my deal, bang, 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 bang. Okay, I mean, this one's flashing, one comes behind you, you're like, all right, well, I got slapped once, then you just kind of you just like lose your track for a second, get slapped 2 more times, you're like, oh, I'm about to die. Like, what's going on?
But yeah, no, it was I really enjoyed 2016. It was super fast paced, super fun. The music's fantastic.
The music's amazing. Yeah.
The graphics are fucking great. Like, yeah, it was a really and it needed it too. The franchise absolutely needed it at that point because nothing had happened for years, and they were just re-releasing old games over and over again.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because there's like, I don't know, like 30 different versions of the original Doom you can buy, I think, out there.
Was there?
Yeah, like. Well, I mean, it's the same game, but I mean, the amount of times they've repackaged it is kind of obnoxious.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like for every single console since like the 90s.
Since 92.
Yeah, so there's that. There's like 3 different editions on the PC. There's like it's just obnoxious. They just and I get it because it's got so much nostalgia for a ton of people that they can just do that and people will buy it, right?
Yeah. It's true. It's got a lot of potential as well. Like, just in general, like, that the old ones were just really good, but it was old, so like, making a reboot makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
In doing it. But, yeah, Will, do you have any thoughts on the new one at all?
I don't know. I think, like...
What you saw?
Maybe I didn't realize that it was a reboot or something like that, but it was just, like... I never really had the drive to get into them.
Also, shooting, running and gunning really isn't your thing, isn't it? Really kind of, is it?
It depends on the game. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess Returnal, like, you play, that's kind of the same shit, in a way.
That's very much more arcadey, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
It looks cool. Like, I've watched a decent amount of footage from it, and it does look like a cool game, and there's cool designs. It's got a nice atmosphere. It's just, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just never got into any of the Doom games.
That's fair.
I think you'd be surprised how much Doom 2016 feels arcadey when you're playing it.
It's true, actually. Yeah, it does feel arcadey.
Because it is just... It is just like a similar thing where you are just shooting away. You're not really that worried about ammo or anything like that. You're just fucking shit up.
But I was kind of hoping for, when they came out with the new one, I was kind of hoping it was going to go into more the horror shit, which because I was like, yeah, the old one was great, and it was the only problem about that is that was kind of my next thing I was going to say, is it gets repetitive after a while, because you're just constantly killing and killing and killing and killing and killing with, like, nothing else happens in it.
Not really. I mean, in Eternal, at least there's, like, platforming sections, too.
Oh, thanks for letting me know. Here we
go. In Doom Eternal, at least there's platforming sections as well, because you have all those new movement abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got that far.
I've been there.
Like with the double jump and the dashes and all that.
Yeah,
so do some crazy shit.
Yeah, the second one, I feel like they've kind of, because they noticed that, apparently, they were like, yeah, we noticed that it was a little bit repetitive. We kind of just be like, yeah, kill these hordes of demons. That's cool for, like Doom, the original Doom, is a pretty short game. Yeah. Relatively. It's only got, like 6 stages or something like that.
Something I think. Like that. I can't remember.
But it's hard to remember. But But as in general, they realize that and they're like, okay, well, let's change a few things, and into they kind of polished it a bit more, which is good to see.
Yeah, for sure.
What I really like about all of the games is I think the level design is really good across the entire series. They like even in the old school games, the level design was like, well, fuck, it was revolutionary. Like it was a new type of game and like a new perspective, and it's just really interesting levels where you'd have multiple like verticalities, yeah, and stuff like that, which was pretty rare in video games back then.
That is true, yeah. Yeah, I guess 2 was the one with the John Romero's head stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I looked up, because before, the stuff I was looking up was on 1, this is on 2. Wow, there's not much trivia for 2 for some reason. Yeah, there are 2 bonus levels, which are recreations of the first and 9th levels of Wolfenstein 3D.
Well, wasn't 2 really just more of the same?
Yes.
Yeah, I think 2 is, yeah. I'm thinking about it, I forgot, like, isn't 2
They just kind of like...
Sort of...
like, even the story's basically the same.
Yeah.
It's just like new levels sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
that's essentially what it was.
It wasn't like really a continuation, it was more, well...
It was a continuation, but it's like,
the same thing happens again!
Yeah. Well,
again, too!
And, like, they didn't really add much to it. It was just another Doom game. It played the same, they didn't add a bunch of creatures, really, or anything.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean,
weird.
It's kind of true of all of them. They don't really add creatures. They just kind of change up their design and stuff. Because I mean, even in the new ones, you're still dealing with like Hell Knights and like.
Well, the one with the axe is new.
Yeah,
he's cool looking. Yeah, I don't know if you saw him, but
I think that's a boss though.
No,
it's not. That's a normal enemy.
That's a normal enemy that shows up a lot, apparently, and they're fucking hard.
I have not. Yeah, I've not gotten there in Eternal.
Like one shot you, especially if it's like. If you're on Nightmare mode, let's go, and you're like, okay, well, I'm dead now, it's good. I want to live, but I guess it didn't want me to live, so that's fine.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. That 1 and 2 are basically the fucking exact same game.
Yeah, they're extremely similar. Yeah. It's funny you're looking for the more like creepy side of things, because I'm surprised you haven't played Doom 3 then.
Well, people keep saying it sucked, and then I was just like, oh, I won't play it because people said it was, excuse me, because they said it was not good.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely don't feel that way. It's a good game. It's just it's a departure from what the first 2 were.
So that probably what may have happened is because like sometimes things get cult followings after a little while. At first, it's like, oh, I can't believe they fucking did that. What the fuck? And then they wait later and they're like, I actually kind of like this. So could be that.
I mean, Resident Evil 6 for me is that.
Oh yeah,
people hate that game, but like it's like fun.
It's wow, like someone else who actually enjoys it. I liked it.
It's super fun. It's dumb as shit, but
it's not great. But it was a fun game.
Oh man, it's one of the best co-op experiences there is.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
I play with my friend and fuck, like we will just die of laughter enjoying ourselves playing the game. So,
we'll have lots to talk about apparently when we do the Resident Evil one.
I mean, Resident Evil might have to be split into a couple of.
we can totally do that.
There's like 40 games.
Oh, there is. I forgot, like Code Veronica.
Yeah, and all the other side things, and anyway.
Yeah,
but yeah.
That's hard for me because like right now my brain's like, nope, you gotta like stay on the topic. Don't dabble off this. But I'm like, I don't talk about it now.
You need to cut that out a little bit. Might need to cut that out a little bit.
What, the Resident Evil thing?
Talking about Resident Evil.
I think it's kind of fun to kind of like talk about it, but I'll see when I go through it.
But yeah, I don't know. This talking about makes me realize I need to finish Doom Eternal.
Yeah, me too. I need to stop being like, oh, it's going to be on Nightmare. I'm going to beat on Nightmare. I'm going to be like, yeah, brownie points or whatever the fuck it is.
I need to just like suck it up and drop the difficulty because it's just too fucking much.
It's too hard. It's too fucking hard. And like, I've been in the one stage for like, I did the one stage, I was recording it. I don't have the recording anymore, but it would be kind of funny to show because I was like starting out like really having fun, and then I was like, fucking stupid, fucking shit, god damn it. As I started getting more pissed off, I'm like, fuck this game, and you heard me in the background, like, walk away, and it was gone for a while. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I didn't turn this off.
I mean, I'm of the opinion that, like, it's supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun, just turn down the difficulty.
Yeah.
Who really cares? Like,
Yeah.
There is only one time that I'll keep the difficulty up, and that's when I'm playing with one of my buddies, and we're like, on purpose being like, let's beat this fucking game on this difficulty.
Yeah.
And then like, at least when you're with someone else too, you can be like, okay, I've had enough of this. You keep playing.
you play now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good like couch co-op kind of shit for that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Especially also if you've already beaten the fucking game.
Yeah.
And you already know how it goes. And you're like, well, let's do another harder difficulty. It's kind of what certain what is it? Platinuming certain games.
Yeah. I don't platinum those games because I'm like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Up the difficulty and try and do this. I'm not really looking for that kind of challenge.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm playing to have fun and like enjoy myself. I don't want to, like, for the most part, I don't want to challenge myself. There's some games where it's like, yeah, the challenge is fun, but like I don't want to play through this whole game where everything is super challenging.
I have to admit though, when
that.
me and my friend did beat Doom 2016 on Nightmare, it felt like such a fucking accomplishment. Yeah. It felt like a victory, like an actual victory, not just a video game. Like, it felt like I actually accomplished something in my life.
Kind of like in Bloodborne, where like you're like on a boss for fucking ever. You find being like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit!
Yeah.
Fuck you!"
Oh, there was many a times when we'd finish a fight and be like, "Oh fuck, finally, Jesus!"
You like let around and go, "Oh, it's been like 3 hours."
There were times like that. I remember one in specific in Doom 2016. It was this area where there was these like kind of vent kind of things, and there was 4 of them that were raised from the rest of the room. And just trying to beat that, because of the way that room was set up, enemies would pop up behind you constantly.
In what, sorry?
In Doom 2016.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I remember that like the waves were brutal as well. I think you had to fight like, so I think it was like two of those rocket guys, 2 of those Hell Knights, and then 2 Mancubuses at the end. And
Jesus
I was
Christ.
like, oh my God. Yeah, I guess there were some additions. I just realized because I think, what was I saying? Oh, I was gonna look up because like we were talking about how there wasn't much of a difference between Doom 1 and Doom 2.
That's right, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Mancubuses were in Doom 2. Like those were the big fat dudes with the 2 guns.
Oh,
Or
wait a
were
minute. Yeah,
Or were they added in 2016?
Or Doom
oh.
3 possibly
Yeah.
too.
oh,
right?
maybe, yeah. Doom.
But yeah, I guess they have added creatures. That's good to know.
did they though? Like I don't know. Did they?
Yeah, Doom 2 also has new monsters, which included Mancubuses.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hell Knights were added in Doom 2.
What do they look like?
Revenants are the rocket launcher dudes. They were added in 2.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember those. Huh.
Yeah, I remember the rocket launcher guys in 2. I didn't play all of it, but
Let me check. Doom 19. What was it? 80 something?
I mean, I'm on the wiki, dude.
Okay.
Here it says Doom 2 has new monsters.
Well, I just
Hell
wanna know-
Knight, Revenant, Mancubus.
Well, I just want to know what it looks like, is all I'm saying.
The Revenants are the rocket launcher dudes.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I know what they're.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there they are. I see the very pixelated version of them. There they are. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. There was actually... Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
So yeah, they did add creatures in Doom 2, I guess. It wasn't just exactly the same thing.
I think that's all they did, though.
Just some new creatures, different maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it came out like a year or 2 afterwards or something like that.
Something like that.
It was pretty quick.
I also thought it was really hilarious, though, like, just, like, to me, whenever, like, it brings up the map of where you are, it goes, like, you're here! And I just think it's just hilarious. It just has, like
an arrow.
Like an arrow going, like, you're here. And it's just kind of like, I don't know why, but it just makes me laugh, because, like, you're killing all these demons, and it's just being, like, such a simplistic map, being like, you're here!
Well, I just, they're all fun games. They all have their different merits, you know?
Yeah. more or less, it was just like a game that that got me into gaming. So
Yeah.
which is most of the reason why I like it is because of nostalgia. Not saying it wasn't a good game. It's just the reason why I got into it, and now I'm still into it is because I played it when I was a kid. So
Yeah.
For sure.
And same. I mean, it definitely has nostalgia for me. But I mean, all of those Sprite first-person shooters too.
all Sprite, really anything like fucking for me like like Mega Man, fucking Secret of Mana, shit like that. Just like so much nostalgia. Is there anything to talk about really? There's no story really.
I mean, they've made
There's a bit of there's somewhat of a story to 3.
yeah.
And-
and the newer ones
And
too.
going forward from there, but the
Yeah.
first 2 really didn't have much of one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there was like little screens that said, "This is happening," and you're like, "Okay,
Yeah. Thanks, Tips. Sweet.
all right, let me kill more dudes."
Yeah. I will segue a little bit into Duke Nukem. That game was amazing. I love that game.
Yeah.
That game is very doomy.
Yes.
Like, it's almost exactly the same game, except... well, not exactly the same game, but it's got the same kind of premise in a way. But it's just, like, in general, where you can, like, flip people off.
Well,
It's
and then,
hilarious.
like
Like,
also there's Quake 2 that was basically turning Doom into 3D. Like,
yeah, Quake, yeah. Quake 2.
Quake and Quake 2. They were made by the same people too, right? It's
true.
it's id Software as well.
That's true, yeah. And then and then Duke Nukem Forever to come out and fuck it all on the ground because the game was fucking shitty. But anyway, what do you think about Doom guys, like, as Doom guys progress in the series? Obviously, I'm pretty sure I know what you guys are going to say as far as, like, what your favorite is, because it's pretty, well, like one that looks cooler than the rest, but what do you think of the progression of the suit going forward? Did you like it before? Did you think it looked cool? Do you think it was weird, the fact that he had these abs that were through his shirt, that were at an opening that somebody could literally shoot at it, and you just go...
Yeah, that's weird.
I feel like they like either made the game and drew that around it, like, okay, this is Doom. What do we want for like the for the cover? Here we go. Or they drew the cover first, not knowing what the fuck they were gonna make, and then they're like, okay, so we got demons. We got a guy with this fucking weird 6-pack just out of his like armor for no reason.
Yeah, I don't even know if that version of him shows up in the first game.
Well, you never
Like,
see
you
yourself.
never see
full on.
yourself, right?
But he's on the front cover, which means it's canon. So. But like, did you think it was cool like back in the day? Did you thought it was like, oh, that's kind of cool? Or you're like, that's weird.
I think Doom 2016 Doom guy looks pretty sick. Like his suit is crazy looking. And
Yeah, and he's fucking beefy.
oh,
he's like,
he's so ripped.
It kind of reminds me of football pads, though.
Yeah, a little bit. I see.
yeah,
that.
kind of, yeah, for sure. His armor is kind of, it's also a little bit revealing. It's being in general like where women's like look at my boobs or my legs or whatever. Just like look at my beefy arms.
Yeah.
and shit. Like you just blow them off. And it's like
Let's expose my gigantic biceps and my 6-pack.
yeah. He just like stares down like a demon, just like flexes his arm, and the demon's like,
It's his true powers.
yeah. The bicep always wins. But yeah, in general, did you like you thought it was kind of okay before, and you thought it was cooler as well?
I mean, yeah, it's like it's a very. The funny thing is how much work they put into the design of the creatures and shit like that.
Yeah.
Doom Guy is a pretty basic design.
Yeah.
And even his name, Doom Guy.
Yeah, like what the did they change it to Doomslayer?
I feel like they just like commissioned an artist to do a cover for the game.
Probably.
They were like,
Okay,
yep, that looks good.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah, sweet.
And then since then, they've been basing it off of that.
Yeah. Like, how do we cover this though? This needs to go. That makes no sense. I thought it was really weird. Like when I was a kid, when I first looked at like at first I saw the 2 and I thought there was a bit fucking demon on it. I was like, this fucking looks sweet. And then you see the other one like after playing 2 first. Looked at it, I'm like, what? This is what it looked like? This is weird.
Yeah, all you got is that little face.
Yep, we're just like
Yeah.
yeah.
looking like side to side.
Back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's...
They should bring back the face cam.
Yeah, in the
What?
new Dooms, they should
Yes,
bring
they
it back.
Bring back the face cam.
I was kind of upset. I'll tell you what, that wasn't in the new one. I was kind of hoping just be like a really polished face, just like doing the same thing. I don't know. But I thought it'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but it's pretty great. Yeah. Trying to think. Can you see your helmet in the game? Like, can you see the inside of your helmet in the game, or was it just like
I can't remember.
Because I think you could see parts of your helmet. I thought, but then I'm like, I don't know.
Don't think so.
Because Metroid Prime is one of my favorite games of all time. I don't know if you ever played it, but I don't know if you ever played it, Will.
I never played Metroid, no.
You never played Metroid at all?
No.
Okay. Okay. That has not been something that's really been implemented in games like very often, and I love that style where like it looks like you were in the helmet, like you are her. Or
I think it's because
whatever.
most people probably find it slightly distracting.
Really? Mm-hmm. I thought it just brings more of the immersion. Like I'm this character. It's like the HUD. It's why it makes the HUD make sense because you have it in the fucking the helmet showing what's up and shit like that.
Yeah, the Iron Man VR game does a really good job of that because you literally have like Iron Man's VR
That's
set
cool.
up that you see in the movies.
Where it's like all like in front of you and shit.
Yeah, but it's literally there.
That's pretty cool.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that would work a bit better for a VR game than just something on your TV.
For sure. But I mean, like, in general, it's one of the things that kind of brought it out for me for Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is a great game, but the whole the helmet kind of HUD thing was just, it added another, like, extra thing that I thought was cool. That's just never been done before, which I thought was neat. And just, like, for me, it just kind of brings me, certain games kind of break the immersion a little bit. That helps me be more into it. But yeah, if you were doing VR, it would be like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would suggest giving them a try. The old ones are fun for just screwing around. The third one's really good for if you want like a creepy ass game.
Yeah, I might
like atmospheric and slower paced, but eventually you get kind of ridiculous and you've got obnoxious weapons and gets kind of super actiony at the end kind of thing.
See, I'm okay with that. Where like near the end, you start getting all your shit, and you're like, well, maybe not overpowered because you don't want to just like stomp guys because then it's not fun anymore because there's no challenge at all. But well, it also depends on like the story. If the story is cool and all that, and the gameplay is just fun, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say, well, if you ever get like an inclination, just like I think it's like $12. I think for the two of them or something.
Oh yeah,
one and two. If you're like have a Sunday to yourself or whatever, you have the extra cash, put it down, just play it. Like I think you'll like it. It's fun. It's just like just mindless, I'm gonna kill these demons kind of shit. And obviously you know that, but like you have not played it, but I think it's just like you can beat it in like 4 hours maybe if you're good enough because it does get pretty insane.
Yeah, just the amount of enemies on screen in the original games got out of control at sometimes.
For sure.
Like those those floating head things would just dive bomb you all the time. There's like 100 of them and you're like, oh Jesus, like 100 or like however many there was that the computer could handle those during those days. But there's another game that I thought I was playing Doom at one point that it turned out it was called Hexus or Hexen or something.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, me neither.
It's a Hexen or something. Yeah, it's like the same kind of thing. But it's like because there's bunnies, there's like weird little cute little bunnies that if you go close to them and like get too close to them, they become demonic and they like change their face and they go all fucked up.
Nice.
They try and kill you and you're like, holy fuck! And it's just it's actually kind of disturbing, but it's a great game. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but something like that. Yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about this one, or you think we're done?
I don't think I really have anything else to add.
Okay. So then we can move on to
Maybe we could go over the story a bit more, but I don't think that's particularly necessary.
No.
We can always kind of talk about some comparisons in story when we talk about the movie as well.
True. So. Good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Replay Roundtable where we talked about Doom. We'll see you guys in the next one. Whatever provider you're watching this on, with YouTube, Spotify, or whatever else, click the like down below or subscribe or both. And we'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you guys later. Peace out.
See ya.
Been a slice.
Been a slice.
I'm trying out new things. We'll see. It may not work.
Been a slice.
Trying new things.